All right, guys, we're back with another video here today. And today we're going to be going over a book that I read a very, very long time ago. It's called The Happiness Track. I actually don't even remember too much about this book because I read it so long ago. But obviously I have my notes on it that I took. I want to say I read this book like 6 or 7 years ago, and there's some very important points that I want to talk about, and just some happiness hacks, I guess let's call them. Just things you can do to be less stressed, less anxious, and more happy. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's get into the first one here. So relaxing and slow-paced activities like taking a long, slow walk will reduce stress. So this is something that I practice all the time. If I'm feeling like overwhelmed by something or overly stressed by something, the best thing you can do is to slow down. That includes slowing down your breathing, slowing down your moving, just kind of moving in slow motion. You can take a long, slow, or a short, slow walk in your apartment or your house, or you can go outside, get some fresh air. Take a long, slow walk, take slow breaths, just slow it down. Because what happens is when we're really anxious or we're really stressed out or overwhelmed or whatever it may be, what happens is your breathing becomes very shallow without you even realizing it. You're kind of panicking. So you need to really slow down, try to breathe down to your stomach, all the way down to your stomach. Get that air there, let it out, slow down all your movements. I promise you, if you try this hack, this is gonna help you a lot in those moments where you're just feeling panicky or overwhelmed or whatever it may be. So definitely want to give a shot. Next one, which I think is a very, 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 very important point. Don't be too hard on yourself about anything. So be very kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you did something. Let's say you set out to do something and you didn't get it done, right? Don't go, killing yourself about it. Don't stress yourself out about it. Don't be like, oh, you should have done this. You should have done, like you're being like angry at yourself for like not doing a certain something. Be very patient with yourself on any progress you're trying to make in your life. Just be very patient and understanding of yourself. Obviously within reason. You don't want to be so patient with yourself that you're like, oh, let's say like you're like this massive alcoholic and you're just like sliming 20 drinks per day. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be kind to myself. I'm gonna give myself another 20 drinks today. Within reason, right? Even at that point, you can just kind of incrementally taper down and not be so angry with yourself or too upset with yourself about like not getting a certain something done, right? So that's a practice, that's a daily practice that I think everyone should have, is to kind of just like have some time set out from your day for self-love, right? Like for me, like when I'm doing my gratitude, my daily gratitude, at the end of that, I might tell myself like, I love you or something like that. And it might sound very cringy to some people watching this, but the thing is, you have to show yourself self-love in some way, shape, or form. So find the ways to do that. Find the ways to be kind to yourself, and also be very aware when you're not being kind to yourself. When you're at a point where you're talking bad about yourself or whatever, and your mind is looping around and focused on negative things that about you or something that you did, like whatever it may be, just diffuse that situation and be like, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. Let's just let it go. Very important practice to to have, you know, even daily, weekly, whatever it may be. Just having it in your life is going to do you wonders in terms of, you know, being more happy, because reducing stress is definitely going to be a way to, you know, increase your happiness. Last one here, being kind and compassionate towards other people will help yourself be more happy. So being kind and compassionate to other people will help yourself be happy. Let's think about that. What is that saying, right? Just imagine, usually when you're very rude to people, just think of your own life experience. Those times when you've been like really rude to people, or really just defensive and like angry or whatever, what has that done to your happiness? It's probably depleted it in such a huge way. So just being kind, just even if you don't feel like being kind, just being kind anyways, will really help with your own happiness. When you're just kind to people, you care about other people. It's also putting the focus onto them as compared to like just thinking about yourself and being very, you know, self-centered. And just really showing that compassion, that empathy, sympathy, whatever you want to call it, towards other people, and really just caring in a deeper way, will help you also forget about your problems for a short while as well. So that's why this is kind of another little hack, let's call it, that you can use to make yourself more happy on a consistent basis. Now, all three of these things are very simple. These are very simple things. But if you practice these three on a daily basis, along with maybe having a gratitude practice on a daily basis, which in my opinion is the number one thing for happiness. So just practicing these things it's gonna go a long way. I'm telling you, just three very, very, very simple things that can increase the amount of happiness and decrease the amount of stress that you have in your life. So we'll keep this a short video here. Let me know if you guys have any comments, any thoughts, anything to add, anything to take away, etc. Like and comment on the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.